This video, I'm going to do some application problems and I'm going to use the graphing calculator. Let me share my screen so we can take a look at the problems that we want to do. And, whoops, not that one. Okay, here we are asked to make a scatter plot of the given data and then find either an exponential, a logarithmic, or a logistic function that best models the data. And it says round the function values to the nearest hundredth. Okay, so I'm going to enter this data into the graphing calculator. So I'm going to select stat and then edit. And then the X values are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, enter, 2, enter, 3, enter, 4, enter, 5, enter. Then I'm going to go over to list 2, and we have 4.0, 4.8, 6.2, 7.8, and 9.9. All right, so I've entered in my data. Now I want to do a scatter plot. So I'm going to go to the stat plot function, which is second y equals. And you can see it's turned off. I want to turn that on. So I'm going to press enter so I can edit it. Then I'm going to press enter again. So it's turned on. And now I'm going to push the graph. And you can see there I have my scatter plot. It's almost off the screen. I'm not going to bother to fix that or center it. I can see pretty clearly that that is bending upward, like almost like a very faint smile. So I know that's an exponential function that I'm going to use as my model for this data. So if you look at the choices, let me share my screen again. It's going to be either C or D. So now going back to the calculator, at this point, I am going to go back to stat, and then I want to go over to the calc column. So I'm going to use my right-hand arrow there. And you can't see it on the screen here, but we're going to do exponential regression. So I'm going to, and that happens to be at 0. So I could just put in 0, but I just want to show you if I go down the list, there's 7, then 8, 9, and there you can see exponential regression. So I'm going to press enter to select that. And now I want to calculate what the A and B values are for the exponential function. So I select calculate and press enter. And there we get an A value of 3.11 and a B value, if I round it, of 1.26. So let me share my screen again. And you can see D is the correct choice. All right. In the next question, it says, make a scatter plot of the data, then find an exponential, logarithmic, or logistic function that best models the data. And we can see from the choices over here, it's either going to be logistic or logarithmic. So I'm going to go back to my calculator. I want to go ahead and clear out this data. So I'm going to select second function and then the plus, and then 7, 1, 2. I'm going to clear that out. Okay, I'm all ready to go. I always like to do that every time I put in new data. So again, the table says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for X. So we're going to go stat, edit, 1, enter, 2, enter, 3, enter, 4, enter, 5, enter, and then go over to the list 2, and I've got 0.1, 0.7, 3, 5.3, and 5.9. So let me share my screen so you can see where I got that from the table. Here you can see X values 1 through 5, Y values, as I mentioned earlier. And now I'm going to go and make sure my scatter plot second or stat plot, I mean, and I want to turn that on. So I'm going to press enter and then enter again so that it's on. And now I'm going to graph. And here you can see very clearly that at this part of the data, it's bending upward, and at this part here, it's bending downward. So this is logistic, okay? So I'm going to now go back to stat, and I'm going to go over to the calc, and I'm going to go down. I want to select logistic regression. Right there. And I press enter, and then I go down to calculate. And there we have it. Our A value is 433, but if you round it up, 434, the B value is about 2, and the C value is about 6. So let's go back to our choices there. And it looks like D is the correct choice. All right, and so here again, same thing. This is exponential. You're going to put this in your calculator and select the correct model. The constant in front is your A value, and the constant, which is the base under the exponent, is your B value. Similarly here, you've got another similar problem. This is logarithmic. Your A is the constant out in front, and then the B is the constant in front of the log. So again, you're going to select logarithmic regression for this problem. Make sure you're selecting the right regression when you do your calculation. And here, this is logistic. And finally, another exponential one. I think earlier, just by the way I said 600, I meant 6. And the A was 433. Let's see.